Yo ho, good day, and welcome back to Tanimura for episode 5 of our Cities Skylines inspirational build. So, for today, we are going to actually expand this town. Not something small like the little neighborhood we added last episode, but we're going to do something the size of the original neighborhood. We're gonna extend this road so we have a nice border, and beyond that road we will have our town center or neighborhood center eventually. But first, I really think we should address this small industry area. Currently we are pretty heavy on our power budget, and yeah, we're still barely making enough power. So it's time to do something about that. Adding an extra power plant, just leveling the entire terrain first, and we will pause the game for this and let's dive in. This police station we are going to move to this side temporarily, as will our coal power plant. This I do so we don't have to destroy and reconstruct these things, which would be far more expensive. And yeah, it's not like we're that rich yet. So let's keep it nice and cheap while we rework this area. So I made all these things historical and I need them gone. I need it all gone. So I'll do the rest off camera. No more historical buildings, so now we can go at it. Boom, gone. Everything gone. Yeah. Destroy it all. So ugly. I don't know what I was thinking when I was building it. Oh, I still left some historical buildings. Yay! Sorry guys. Well, I know what I was thinking. I was thinking I don't have my landscaping tools yet, and I need industry. But it didn't turn out as anything I want to look at. So, gone with all this. I think I will still name the streets after the plant with the same conventions, but well, first let's terraform things out before we start thinking about streets or anything. So we're gonna use our larger brush size for this. Yep, this height, and we will just draw it out like this. So we get a nice flat surface to work with, although I see I have a few issues. Seems I left some buildings in but didn't see it. Ah, the ugliness of polluted terrain. So, a nice flat surface to work with. Let's start thinking about a street pattern. I think I will do a 12 by 8 block for starters over here. This will serve as the place I put both my power plants, so a new one and the old one as well. And that's in there. So now I'm looking at it, I think it needs a bit of space between them. So I'm gonna change it a little. Let's make it 14 by 8 block. And let's move this one over here. Yeah, that looks a little better already. Then I'm going to use the inland water treatment plant. Oh, I think I should also delete those water pipes for now. No, I'll let them sit. We'll just clean that up later. And our recycling center should sit right along here, so it has easy access to the neighborhood, while the water treatment plant doesn't need to be that accessible just to personnel. And then we will connect this in. I will draw out a nice 10 by 10 grid on the bottom of it to sit our container yard on. Will be significantly smaller than the last one, so I'm thinking 10 of them will be all. We have barely any commercial need anyway for now, so yeah, it will be fine. And then I will place the commercial bed. Oh no, actually this will be commercial, this will be containers, and this will be containers as well. And that wasn't 10. Let's turn off the road guidelines. So a nice 10 by 14. Yeah, that will fit one extra container yard. And like this. I think this is a bit better of a road pattern than we had before. I will add water pipes to it off screen, and then we will work on how it's going to look for a bit. Now that's settled, we can talk about what is going to sit in this area. Around an industrial area you usually get like fairly uniform buildings with like home improvement stores, furniture stores, that kind of stuff. Sometimes there will be a little restaurant in there, so I will leave this area for a restaurant. I don't know how to design it yet, so that will come in a later episode. And for this area we are going to use this building, and only this building. because that's just the kind of area it is. So that's 10 of them, and that should for now at least satisfy our commercial demand. I don't think we have that much demand anyway, but we will see how our RCI meters balance out after the new industrial area has settled in a bit, because it always takes some time for these to balance out a little. So what I also did was re-enter the container yards and name the streets and place the police station at the end of this street, because that location just seemed more logical and realistic to me. So how do we like the looks of this area now? It's a bit different, isn't it? A little less chaotic, a little more realistic. Something you would actually drive past instead of it making you turn the other way and just never look back again. So now that's done, let's start talking about what is going to sit in this area. So for that, I think I should first draw out the 6-lane arterial and the 4-lane arterial. It is gonna sit in between, so we at least have some guidelines to work with. So this one should go probably up until here. 5. Yes, 5. And this one, well, it doesn't really matter how far I draw it out, just so we have something to work with. And then I still try to place it at an exact 10 marker. How many? Okay. On to the grid works. So I'm going to kind of mirror this, but instead of placing the streets cutting through in the same direction, I will use the other direction for them. So it will just, be a little bit of a change up. So I'm going to turn off the road guidelines for this, and I'm going to draw out by 27. If it'll let me. It should let me. Why won't it let me? Ah, there you are. Okay. And 27 to this side. And back in here with 27. So now I'm going to do these at 9 markers. And I will also add the second block as well, because we will need a lot of residents to move in for our next milestone. So we might as well already have the roads for them to live on, even though that will almost entirely deplete our funds. But yeah, I guess it's also a bit of that kind of city, right? We're poor, and yeah, we have to deal with it for now. So I think I'm going to draw out a road at the path, because it will give a zebra crossing on this street, and yeah, it will just be a nice walkthrough to the next neighborhood. Of course I have to remove these traffic lights, because We don't need them there. And I will need to add water pipes as well. So, since our budget is in quite a sorry state, we are probably not going to fill the entire area with water grid yet, because we might not be able to afford it, but that's okay. We can just build in the bit we could afford to supply. And yeah. Oh, I made a whoopsie there. Ah, that's good, at least. And I just about made it. Okay, so this can all be zoned residential then. And I will just, I will use these houses over there and these ones over here, and I will just put them in all at once. Be right back. With less houses than promised. Because, well, I think the amount of water we produce wouldn't be able to handle this much of an expansion, and it would give a quite troublesome death wave in the future. So, yeah, I built a few less homes for people to live in. There's a lot of not enough workers things here, but that will dissipate over a little bit of time because a lot of new residents will be moving in here anyway. So how close would our beach be to leveling up? I wonder. Sunset Beach. 382 visitors out of 500. Well, I want it to go faster, so I'm going to enable night tours, even though I don't think people would actually give night tours at this beach. It will attract some extra visitors, and yeah, let's hope it will level our area up a little faster so I get more things to decorate it with. So now our residents are moving in, and I think it's time for me to do some nice decorating. I think first I'm going to do this small area with you guys near the power plants. It needs a bit of work, I think. So I'm going for the park fence with all my snapping off. Now I'm going for the oil industry fence. It's more the kind of vibe I need in this area. So this bit of land is of course where you are not allowed to come. It's not safe. It's not safe to walk there. Nobody ever does, so it's quite overgrown too. Maybe there are some rocks scattered about. Maybe a few smaller and larger brushes, but that'll be about it, I think. Yeah, that's it. Just the vibe I was looking for. A bit of no-go area. Perfect. So, for vibing up the rest of the area, I think I will attempt another time lapse. And yeah, see you guys on the other side of it. Well, that looks a lot better, don't you think? So now our industrial demand is getting kinda high and we still have a bit of money left to play with, so we should probably expand this little forestry area we've got. And who knows, maybe this will level up next episode as well. So let's draw out this forestry dirt road. To 20 tiles out in a 90-degree angle, and then we will draw it past the edge of this one to this node and back in, and we will place 2 fresh. Oh, it's 2 squares apart. I should make this block smaller. Well, what do you know? I hope I don't deplete our funds this way. No, we're actually making money, so that's good. So 18 it is. 18 it is. And down there. And then let's make those nice rows of trees that actually flow into each other instead of have some weird space between. So these are different trees, conifers, beeches. I actually like beeches better for this area, so I'm gonna turn these three into beeches as well. This will give our people a few more jobs, and hopefully it will attract some more people to our little town. So now we actually don't have the jobs yet to level up this area, but that's okay, that's okay. We will figure that out for next episode. As well as fill in this area, try to level up that beachfront, and expand this road pattern a little if we have the money for it. So we will see about that in the next episode. And let's find us a nice car to drive into town on. This van seems about right for the job. So today we got quite a bit done. The town grew a little. We actually got rid of the really ugly bit of the industrial area. And yeah, now both sides of CP Drive have an actual part of the neighborhood lying beside it, which, well, it does kinda add to the town vibe. It's still got ways and ways to go, but, well, it's getting there, or at least it's getting somewhere. I hope you liked this episode. I like making it ever so much, and I want to thank you all for watching this, and also want to welcome our new subscriber to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. It means a lot to me. It means a lot that people actually seem to like what I'm making, and I will continue doing so. So, yeah, have a good day, and see you on the next episode of Tanimura.